Now that we're nearing the end of this WrestleMania 3 recap revisit, Josh, what are your match or matches that stand out for you as matches you would recommend for one of our viewers to watch if they do not want to watch the whole 3 hours and 5 minutes of this pay-per-view?
Definitely, you have to watch Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That has to be part of the number one match that you, if you love wrestling, if you're barely getting into wrestling, and you want to see a really good technical match, that's probably the best one you're going to be able to watch. I think the whole story behind it in real life before the match even started, how Randy Savage choreographed it and laid it out step by step and talked to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and how much of a perfectionist that Randy Macho Man
Mm-hmm.
was. He wanted everything nailed down perfectly. Even if they messed up, he would get angry. Like, what's, you know, move 142? And Ricky would be like, hip toss. And Macho would be like, yes. And throughout the whole pre working of the match, how technical it got and how great it came out to be, that did it for me. Really a fantastic match.
Mm-hmm. That's it? Just that one?
That one, pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maria,
Hmm.
what are your highlight matches of this pay-per-view?
I think we said the Can-Am Connection
Mm-hmm.
versus Morocco and Cowboy Orton was
Yes,
one
I
of
knew that was
them.
one.
What's my second one?
It was the Macho Man, wasn't it?
I think it
Or was
was.
there one, or was it the Adonis one?
Mm, I should have wrote it down.
You should have wrote it down, especially me because I have terrible memory.
It's okay. I'll recap it and I'll add it in the comments later.
Yeah. Do you have another one besides the second one that's escaping you?
That's my. I'll put them in the comments.
Okay, so you're gonna think about it a little bit more.
Think about it.
Okay. As for me, I have I think 3 matches out of here. Um, it's a shocker, but I going 3 years or 3 pay-per-views in a row. I like a tag match, and the tag match I recommend that you should watch is the Hart Foundation with Danny Davis versus the British Bulldogs with Tito Santana.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because you get to see Bret Hart and Jim D'Ambo Neidhart work a little bit more, whereas WrestleMania 2 they were only in there in limited time with Andre the Giant in the Battle Royal, but you get some really good selling by Danny Davis, and he really sells that whole bad guy heel type of work. And not only does he sell that, as far as psychology wise, he also sells all the moves and that are being performed on him. So that's one of them. The second one would be the Macho Man versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Very good match with also great match psychology. Gone through it and has Josh mentioned right briefly. Lots of detail and I guess perfectionism uh, went into that match, and it shows because if you ask any wrestling aficionado what the best WrestleMania 3 and maybe the best WrestleMania match or one of the WrestleMania matches is of all time, they would also mention this Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man match. And then the third one, just because I am also an Andre the Giant fan now as I've gotten older and got to read more about the history and see more of the history, is the Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. And it's not because this is the beginning of Hulkamania, which back then when I did see this, and I don't remember if I saw this live, uh, if I didn't, then same thing, video or whatever, someone's house. But just because of knowing the backstory of the pain that Andre has been going through, and he's basically just trying to going through here. I think he's just trying to accumulate money at this point because he knows he's not very long for this life. This is 1987, and I believe he passes like in 90 or 91. So at this time, he's just trying to give himself enough money to actually take care of his daughter, because he does have a daughter.
Oh.
And he's just thinking about his family and making sure that they're okay after he passes. So knowing that, and knowing that, as much as later on we find out that even though they travel a lot, some of these wrestlers don't get along, and some of these attitudes come out, and people don't mesh like character wise or something or the other. But Andre knew what was good for business, and he knew what was the best way to make everyone money, and it was by putting Hulk Hogan over.
And just on a side note, so we were talking about Andre's daughter, Robin Christensen Rusimov. So one thing she's shared is that she's currently working as a consultant on an upcoming film. So there's a biopic in motion that will surround the life of Andre the Giant. And she was hired to consult on the production. So right now it's still in production, no release date. So hopefully we get to see that sometime soon.
Yeah, maybe we'll get that guy who plays Andre on Young Rock.
Yeah.
He did a very great job.
Yeah.
And with that,